Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to the sim. Today we're back in X-Plane 12, flying the Flight Factor 767-400. First time the 400 has been shown on the channel. I have had this aircraft for quite some time now, I've just never got around to showing it. We are flying United 1877 from Washington Dulles International Airport to San Francisco. Flight time of 5 hours 14 minutes, we'll get that down to 5 hours 10. Taking off of runway 30 and arriving on 28 right, taking 70,000 pounds of fuel, 270 passengers, 15,000 pounds of cargo, so it should be a really good flight in the Flight Factor. So let's get in and everything started. So we have ground power, so we'll get the batteries on. We'll go the bus ties on, down on power, utilities on, then we'll go upstairs and get the IRSs to nav. Your dampers can come on ready. Electrical engine over there. When these lights on, window heats can come on today. We'll go engines, start switches on to auto. We'll get the left fuel pump on, ready to start the APU shortly. As we come down, we'll get the no smoking signs on, seatbelt signs on, auto, and we'll pop that up to the little auto arrow. Today we're going down to 10 feet. Our position light and logo light. We'll turn the cabin lights up because it is a bit dark. Don't need any lights in here at the moment. Get the packs onto auto heat. And then the trimmer, the recirc fans, and then the flight deck heat, and we'll get all these on and that ready for when the APU starts, which we'll do now. So let's jump into the FMC. Quick look at the flight deck. It is basically a 777 flight deck. It's really nice. I wanted to fly the 400 because I'm so excited for the 777. I wanted to fly something that was very similar. So we're in the 7.6 today. I mean, it's got sort of the same glare shield as a 777, the same sort of throttle pedestal and all here. The overhead is really the main difference than over here. It's like a 7.6 still. So we'll jump into the FMC. We'll pause in it. We are at KIAD. Let me type that in here. And we are United 1877. We're going to KSFO. We are taking off of runway 30. We are taking the Buns 3. And that is to runway. And we'll execute that. And what we'll do now is I'll pop the little iPad here. So we're taking 270 passengers. Cargo is 15,000 pounds. Optimise the CG. And then the fuel weight today is 70,000 pounds, and we'll load that there. We'll go next page, and from Rami we're on the Quebec 72, and that will take us to Hacks to Sierra Hotel Bravo, and that is to KK60I, is it? 60 India, yeah, and then to KP60 Charlie. I've just changed the page on accident, there you go. Then to Foxtrot, Quebec Foxtrot. To the Kilo Uniform 5, Kilo Uniform 540. Not in database, is that the airway? No. Kilo uniform 540. Okay, so it's definitely not in there. So we'll just go direct crossed. Crossed to India November Yankee Oscar Echo. Oscar Echo, that goes there, and then that is our arrival on to the ILS 28 right. We're taking the Diamond 3 via Neo, and let me just see if we need a transition. Maybe. Via Archie is the transition today, and we'll have a look at that. So we'll pop this away, we'll pop this, make it a little bit smaller, and we'll pop it onto plan, and we're going to steps. So take off today, runway 30. And then that looks okay, we'll just give it that discontinuity there. Just make sure it all looks okay. And then onto the ILS, no problem. So, what's it saying for this? Is it just vectors after departure? I'm assuming when the ILS is aligned, it'll tell us more. So, the weather today down in Washington is, let me just get it on my little app. Okay, I do. And it is saying that the weather is raining, definitely, gusting, variable at 4, gusting 16, 2945, 2945. And I'll actually turn down the lighting a bit because it's a bit blurry. So when we'll go over here and we'll go 2945. So now we'll jump into the performance. So that is our zero fuel weight today. We want £10,000 as our reserve. Jump back onto the sim brief profile. We want 340 as our cruise altitude to start with. Cost index of 25. And the cruise winds today 275 at 31. Don't worry about the insufficient fuel, it'll always say that on these Flight Factory aircraft. We have 70 tonnes of fuel, the APU is on, we'll get that all set up. Get some conditioned air flowing into the flight deck. Pop this on, heading STS, 2 minutes left of that, so we'll get the gens on now, just so when we get the engines up and running, they give us power. Left flight director, I'm flying, right director. We'll go straight up to 340, and because we're completely fueled and loaded, we'll get into the performance. Let's go thrust limit. We're going to go full takeoff, and we're going to go flat 15. It's going to ask us for, we're not going to go any thrust, 3.4 on the trim, 161. This plane is very, very, very slow to accelerate. I don't know, I've flown the 757, and I did fly the 757, and it took off completely fine with plenty of runway to spare. 767-300, plenty of room to spare. However, 767-400, it will take up the whole runway. We'll be rotating right off the numbers at the end of the other runway. I don't know what that is. So we'll do that now. Get some lighting on here, and we'll get the panel lights on as well. Should be aligned shortly, 1 minute left. We'll get better pushback shortly. The better pushback does work on this aircraft. For you guys who have X-Plane, you'll understand that sometimes they don't work, but with the 767-400 it works for some reason, but not on the 300 and 75. It just goes crazy, but on my sim anyway. So we're going to push back and face. Which way are we facing? Oh, I don't know where we are. What stand did I put us on? I think it's behind us. I think it's down over here somewhere. The runway, if I am correct. Yeah, that's 30 there. 30, so we get better pushback. To pre-plan the pushback, and we want it like that.
Alright, Captain, got the directions. Let me know through the menu when you're ready.
It's really weird that it's not giving us like a departure off the runway. Is it because I didn't click? Ah, there you go. Activate. That's better. Why the buzzard? Through. That's better. So yeah. So I must not click and then via rammer. Yes, there you go. So that's better. And then if we go into legs, and then yeah, typical American SID. As soon as we get to 820 feet, I think that is, it'll be a right turn, and then go up and away and accelerate it. So we'll go LNAV, VNAV. You'll get the aeroplane cleaned up, so we'll remove all, close all the doors, and we'll ask for pushback. We'll start the pushback.
Great news, Captain, your tow's coming.
What we'll do now as well is we'll get the beacon light on, and all the fuel pumps can go on. That's really cool. That is £70,000 of fuel, and we've not touched the centre tank. We've got a ton less on the left hand side, I think. Not a ton, sorry, £1,000 on the left side missing. I'm assuming that's for the APU usage. So, but it looks all okay. Also, this thing floats like an absolute monster. I've done 3 takeoffs and landings in it. The takeoffs are alright, it feels heavy. It just takes up a lot of space, especially on the
Alright, looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Thank you. And on the landing, you'll close the thrust levers at 30, hold the attitude, and the plane will not sink. It will just not touch the floor. It will float for miles. I don't know if it's realistic. I've never flown the 767 in real life, so I could be wrong, but it just doesn't seem the most realistic. It's a really good aeroplane though. I would recommend it. If you've got the 767-300 or the extended package, it's $30 extra, or like £22 I paid for this, but I think it's well worth it. I think it's worth it. It's a nice aeroplane. I just wanted it for the flight deck because it's basically a 777.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Has been released, so we'll turn off the packs.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Thank you. And what I'll do is, as we push back, I'll turn the hydraulics on, and that can go to ground. And we'll throw in the fuel now. We'll have a look at that starting. I mean, it says we're only getting 25 frames, but I'm more than happy with 25 frames for a very, very intensive scenery. Washington Dulles by NIMBUS in this weather with this aircraft. I think 26-25 frames is more than acceptable. So now we'll start engine number 1, jump over to that one, and throw in the fuel. That has oil pressures rising, oil temperatures rising, vibration will slow down shortly. There's the click. Fuel flow has just been inserted. And the vibration is coming down now. That is engine 2 started. Very nice. Like I said, this scenery is from NIMBUS, and then the San Francisco scenery we're landing into is from MisterX. All sceneries can be found on the X-Plane.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
This cost me about £24.
And we're disconnecting
the other one cost me about
Give me just a moment.
They are quite big sceneries though. San Francisco and Washington. I did buy the Drzecki Designs KDCA. I think that's the Ronald Reagan one. That comes with all the city. And I do want to fly that. But I want to fly the level up 737 from somewhere to there, because the level up, I've got it installed. It's just because it's slightly better than the Zebo, not flight wise, but with the visuals it just looks nicer. But it doesn't hold altitude very well, so I'll set 320 as the cruise and it'll go to like 3.3 and hold it there. It's really strange. Apart from that, it's a good aeroplane. So we are ready to start to turn the APU off.
And we're disconnected. Signal pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Get the nose lights on. They're fine there. We'll go left pack, right pack. These can come off here. I watched a video actually on the 7.6, and the reason this is like this here is because they were going to have a third engine on the tail, but they didn't at the last minute, and now that's why we have this 7.6. I thought that was really cool. Was I supposed to close that? I don't know. I'll keep it on. But yeah, I'm assuming it's supposed to be on. Right, okay, so flaps 1, 2, 3. That's flaps 15. We'll turn on the transponder just because we're not on VATSIM, so don't forget it. And the trim today is 3.4. So about there. No problem. So we do flight control check. So we'll jump over here and we'll go flight controls. So we will go full right, neutral, full left, neutral, full forward travel, neutral, full back travel, neutral, full left on the rudders, neutral, and full right on the rudders, neutral. Let's jump back to the engine page, engine page, and the vibration has come down now. The oil temp is still rising in the left engine, but that will come up by the time we get to the hold point. Release the parking brake. I'll stand the thrust levers up slightly and we get taxi. We'll turn on the wipers as well. I mean, this just sets the scene really well. It's really, really, really nice, the sim is now. I mean, after all the work I've put into trying to get it to work, when it does work, it does look really nice. I mean, below the clouds it looks nice anyway, but when we get above them, it's just the jagged cloud edges that ruin it. It's like Minecraft clouds, and you'll be flying somewhere and there'll just be a massive square block of clouds, and that'll be it. So, I'm going to leave you guys now with a little time lapse of our taxi because it's a bit far, and then I'll get back to you shortly when we're at the whole point. Hello and welcome back. Short taxi now to runway 30. The QNHs have changed to 2940, and actually I changed my CG. I don't think it was the correct one, and now it's gone to 4.7, so we've changed that as well. 4.7. So I'm happy that everything is done. So what we'll do is we'll pop these on, ding the crew, and release the parking brake. Arm the auto throttle. It's still raining though, and the wind has picked up by a couple of knots and it's still gusting. So, need departure, like I said, above 820 is a left turn. So, let's get out of rainy Washington and across to sunny San Francisco. I love the rain effect in X-Plane. It's just a shame that when you get above like 100 knots it just disappears and it just doesn't clear anything away. Close the thrust levers. Let's roll it round. And what I'm actually going to do to see if this works, it did work in the 767-300 when the thrust wasn't that good. If I click toggle here instead of this button here, it will give me more thrust, or so I'll do, we'll spool them up, I'll wait for them to stabilise, it'll go back and then forward, and that is the toga, takeoff thrust set. The lovely flight factor and X-Plane visuals there. See what I mean about this slow 60 knots. Really slow acceleration. V1, rotate, up we go. Positive rad gear up, and it's already commanding a bit nose down as we struggle to get up off the ground. And we'll start raising that nose again. Now it's a left turn. And we'll leave that doing because that's just the stupid flight factor cabin crew call. What we'll do now is, it's a bit windy, so I'll command left in, flaps up to 5, and we'll watch them come in now. And actually the animations on the flight factor are always good as well. We'll take the wipers off, we don't need them anymore. It's 13 degrees, so we don't need anti-ice, that's flaps 1. And we'll go flaps up now. See, we're only at 1,800 feet here. The climb rate is atrocious. Turn the nose light off and the wing light can come off now, and the logo. And it is really bumpy as we leave, so what we'll do is we'll leave the cabin crew seated for a bit longer. And that trim I think was a bit too high because I only pulled back slightly in the plane, just rocketed off the ground. $260 now. I'll put on the heading. Close that a little bit. Horrible weather here. Does the weather radar work? Let me just kill the
Sir, I have.
lead flight attendant.
Yes, yes. Sir.
I would like to inform you that a chief flight attendant has been killed.
So this is the weather we're in. It's not severe, but it is not the best. Oh, no, it is horrible. We are in horrible weather. Where's the weather radar so I can mess with the... Where's the weather radar in here? Monticello? Is that it there? So it's saying that the weather is dreadful, and I do believe that. The weather radar, is that it there? Is that what? Five up. 5 up. Yeah, weather radar. Weather. +1. No, I think it's slightly bugged, or I'm just not doing it right now. 10,000 feet now. Lights can come off. And I'll go standard as well. Progress page. So we need 10 tons when we get to San Francisco, and at the moment we're on 11.3, so that's fine. I'll release the crew now because they've been standing for long enough. And here is our acceleration. Oh, as we come through the clouds there. Horrible weather here in Washington. Let's go. There's Ramo 19. We'll just follow him around actually. And it's actually not that windy, so we'll just turn the seatbelt signs off as well now. We're well above it now, I think. So guys, I will see you in 4 hours when we start our descent into San Francisco, or 5 hours, sorry. So yeah, see you in 5 hours. guys, and welcome back to the flight deck. We're descending through 12,000 feet now. QNH is set at 310. The aircraft has been very strange and oscillating up and down for the whole arrival. I had a major problem as well in the flight where it wouldn't keep level. It kept climbing about 100 foot below and 100 foot above. Really strange, but we got here eventually. The aircraft's keeping the speed nice, it's just the oscillation of the attitudes and stuff is really strange, but nothing too major. We're still flying, so we're gonna go auto brake 3. The winds are okay, they are. Let me read them out. So we have a QNH of 3009. Oh, it's 3009 now. Okay, so we've got 3009 on all sides, and it is. Oh, no it's not, it's gone up 250 degrees at 13 knots, gusting 22, 74% humidity, and broken at 1400, view at 1100. That looks all fine. We'll get in nicely, it just might be a bit bumpy on the way down. So the clouds look okay actually here, it's just the scenery below that doesn't look the best. I mean, I wish they would do something. I mean, it looks okay, it's flat. But if you've heard that the new store's coming out for X-Plane soon, I really can't wait for that, because I think they said they're going to make it compatible with like the Ortho people, Ortho 4XP, so you'll be able to download it easy. And also it's kept me high here, so I'm just going to descend a bit quickly, get back on track. So 2,000 feet per minute speed brake. It's going to start speeding away, so I'll go flat 1 now. And we'll bug the flat 1 speed, which is 203. And that should come down nicely now. Oh, forgot to pop the landing lights on now, and we'll turn the runway turn-offs as well. Ready? Wing light and logo lighting, come on. So, I think, we are way too high, aren't we? Yeah. So I'm going to vector myself around. I'm going to do a little orbit just on the end of the runway just to keep us going, because we are way too high. I don't want to start that approach because we're not going to make it unless we do a really dirty dive. So we'll just keep it like this. We'll pop the terrain on as well. We should be well away. Yeah, we're nicely away from the terrain. So keep going. We'll go flap 30. So 30 degrees of flaps at 143. So our final approach speed will be 148. So that's what we'll be trying to fly. Right, we'll send it back round now. About 150. There we go. I think we can start slowing down a bit more. There's just something. It's a really good aeroplane. This is really good, but there is something wrong with it. Not wrong with it. It might just be my flying, but some of the way. Sometimes the way it handles restrictions and flying, especially that descent, that was horrible. It kept us too high. It kept the speed okay, but kept oscillating. It would literally go minus 1,000, then to 500, then to minus 1,000, then to 500. I don't know if it's the logic of how the speed goes, but it was asking for speed brake, but the speed was at the speed it wanted to. It was bugging the speed, but it would not descend at the rate, so it was bleeding off more speed than it needed, and then diving to catch the speed again. It was really strange. So we'll start going back round now. There's no direct on this, so we'll just go cap in. That's our next direct, and I'll slow that descent rate right down to 1,000 feet per minute. I'll stow the speed brake away because we won't need that now. Right, okay, and then we'll go on our base leg now. We'll turn around. So we'll turn the terrain off because we don't need that anymore. And actually, when you get lower and the scenery starts to load, this is on high objects and rendering distance. It doesn't look too bad, it looks quite nice. It's just when you're up at altitude and nothing loads and you get this horrible sort of, I mean the frames drop a little bit but then come back up like this horrible sort of half-arsed stitching together of like a golf course with like field, and then like that's supposed to be sand. It just doesn't look very nice. But oh well. What I'll do is I'll vector myself in a bit more. Go 500 minus 500. Keep that speed. I think, is the auto throttle going to start coming in? Yeah. But see what I mean about the auto throttle? It's so sluggish and I can't physically move it because it blocks itself out. So the speeds, which should be giving me a little bit more thrust than that. Okay, that's no problem. So speed's coming up now. I have a wing view. I mean, like I said, I really like this plane though. The modelling's been done really well and the flight deck looks really nice as well. And I'm really looking forward to their 777. I think the one from Microsoft's coming out, the PMPG one, soon. I think that might be coming out before the X-Plane one. And it makes you laugh really because that X-Plane one's been in development for like 5-6 years now. And the one from Microsoft literally started development 2 years ago, I think they said. So, very strange. I do like, it's a bit better than Microsoft Flight Simulator though. This is with pop out these here. I think that's a lot nicer. Because sometimes, especially when I'm flying the Phoenix, I can't really read what I'm looking at, so it would be nice to just pop them out. But alarm approach, or loc, alarm loc. And it's gonna get us to line up. Loc star. Localizer alive, localizer captured. I'm assuming we're this far out because it's compensating for that 12 knot, or 11 knot headwind really. So there's the runway 28 right. This is what we're going for today. 28 right. 144. It's gone up actually. That's really weird. So it's 149 now is the final approach speed. I still want us to keep descending. So it has lined us up nicely with the runway. And like I said, this is the MisterX soon, so it does come with ortho and better ground textures. So it should look nicer. Right, now we've got a solid magenta diamond. I'm going to go approach mode. And I'll go flap 5. I'll bug the flap 1 speed though, but it's just for that little bit of extra drag for when we do start slowing down. I mean, that looks quite nice with the reflection on. That's quite nice, the blue and the dark blue with the clouds. And we'll bug the flat 5 speed now. $5,000 feet, get around, set that. Ding cabin crew. Oh no, not that. Cabin crew have been advised to sit down now. Speed is coming back quite nicely, so we're just holding 200 knots at flat 5. So I'll go gear down. Configure quite early because this aeroplane does take a while to come down. So and then we go straight to flat 20. Flat 20. and then straight to flap 30. So we'll actually bug 149 now. And the noises in the cabin are very strange as well. It's like there's no engines. That's a nice view though. Flap 30, full flaps. Watch them come out. There you go. So we are fully configured. And this is what I mean about the diving. It should be just keeping that nice look. It's coming back now. Pappy lights, where are you? Are you going to appear? Land 3. There, the pappy lights appearing now. So 2 red, 2 white. I'll keep the aircraft in autopilot for a bit longer. Just until then pappies become slightly better. It sort of blends into the background. If you can see them there, really faint. They'd be a lot brighter than that.
1,000.
Jet. I'm happy to take control. I'll leave the thrust in. So I think that's what they do in the real aeroplane. I might take it out shortly though. So we'll put the bird on, and I'll get the autopilot and flight directors off now, keeping the speed. Like I said, they call this the float factor for a reason, because it does float. So I'm actually going to disconnect the auto throttle now, and I'm going to have my aeroplane.
500.
So I'm in control now. Keep on glide. Staring mainly out the window now, just watching the speed and the puppies. Coming in nicely. A lot nicer weather than Washington was.
Minimums.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reverses out. Speed brakes up, decel. Nicely done there. I did count for the float a bit. We'll stow the reversers now, and we'll go manual braking and get us off at this exit. So that was nicely done. The weather did hold out for us, though it wasn't too windy. It did say it'd be a lot more windy. Start the APU. Forgot to turn the nose light on, but that's okay. There you go. Airplane's been cleaned up. Oh, actually, forgot that we're going to do a crossing. So we'll keep these all on. As we cross over, the flaps are being cleaned up. Keep the speed up, and actually, it's this one here by the terminal is the gate I've allocated us. The real aeroplane parts in this one or this one, I can't really tell because I just looked on flight radar, but it was this area here. And the frames are playing up a bit. 29 frames, but then it drops to 18, but that's okay. APU gen is on. I'll pop that on, sorry. And we'll take this turning for that one there. And the cool thing about X-Plane is we can watch the replay and it will be perfectly seamless, apart from a couple of frame drops and stuff, but it should be really nice. As we pull up to the gate, disarm the auto brake. The lights can come off now. And red lights. Pull the parking brake. Engines come off. We have APU power. Lovely. There you go. Beacon light can come off now with the landing lights. Fuel pumps can come off as well. The APU bleed can come on. Pop the speed down, and we'll just clean up the aeroplane a little bit before we watch the replays. So flight time of 5 hours and 55 minutes. So it was a lot longer than I said. I don't know why that was. Maybe because we didn't step up as high. I only went to 350. He wanted us to go to 390, but he was playing up with the altitude. I think it was slightly too heavy to get up to there. So let's plug it in for a replay. I'll actually make sure that the jetway is not connected, because that might crash the sim. If I turn the beacon light back on, but that'll kick it away. Toggle replay mode. And 5 hours 52 minutes, sorry. That time must be wrong, so I'll just pull it back a little bit. There you go. And I'll jump into the tower view. Oh, I don't really like that. That doesn't look too good. But actually, no. It's workable. Watch this landing. See, it will pause occasionally though. So when the wheels loaded, there you go. Flare, check, hold. Perfect. Right on the numbers, running in the centre line. And then float the nose wheel down. Textbook landing. Let's watch it from a bit closer. First, let me turn the sounds down. So I will just turn the master down to 1. That's better. And then I'll pop the camera here and we'll watch another close one. Finally guys, I will leave you now with a nice long landing view of the wing. Hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.